Hey everyone, and welcome to another vlog. I don't even know how to title this. It's just another random Friday vlog. Um, my name is Florence, and welcome to the One More Book podcast channel. I'm filming this at the end of the day. It's almost 6 p.m. I just got back home. It's been a really, really long day, but a very fulfilled day. I think I shared a bit of it with you guys here. Yeah, went for a protest, which is something I'm really, really hoping to do more this year, and just to use my voice and use my privilege to be able to protest against things that I feel are not going well. And one of them today was there was a strike organized by students, so school children, and they are against Germany is trying to reintroduce like a mandatory military service for kids born from 2008. And we all know that this is all connected to capitalism and profit making. And they just want to use our kids' bodies to increase their profits instead of the things they are promising these children. I call them children. They're promising them like a salary of like 3,000 euros, or like a financing of your driving license. And instead of all that, if they have money for that, why don't they invest that in education? If you look at schools, classes, the buildings look terrible. The teachers are overworked. There is lack of teachers. Teachers are stressed and burnt out. And instead of that, they want the young people to join the military. And they claim that, we have to protect EU. The European countries have to protect each other just in case Russia attacks us. Russia is not even able to maintain its offensive against Ukraine. Like the war in Ukraine, Russia is not even, they're not winning. So where will they even have the power or the might to attack Europe? So they are just using these really, really wrong and fake threats to threaten, to make people just anxious, and even just these, they want to take over this policing of other countries. You know, the way the US used to do that for all other countries. So now the US is already, of course, messed up. So the European countries, like, new alliances are being formed. NATO is not performing like it used to perform. So now it's just, and it's all about making profits. It's all tied to capitalism. So that's that's in short why I went to protest, and just to organize and to canvass and to introduce people to remind people the basics of these kind of decisions. They're not for our good or the good of our children. Yeah. So I did that, and then went to work, and had my nails done today. And I haven't read anything today. I woke up really early, went to bed late. I worked late yesterday. So I'm really tired. Actually just left the office at 4:30. I was just like, I can't take it anymore. So now I'm home. I just want to make myself a cup of tea, and then maybe read a few pages of this. I'm reading this. This is a book club pick. The Parlour Wife by Foluso Agbaje. She is a Nigerian author. I got this in Nigeria. And the book is about a young girl. She just turned 18. She's called Kende. She's part of a twin. She has a brother called Taiwo, and they live in Nigeria, in Lagos. It's set in the 1930s. So just before it just starts, and then the First World War breaks out. So Nigeria is still is still a British colony, and she's the daughter of a fisherman. So suddenly something happens and she's supposed to get married to this rich man and become a Parlour wife. I did not even know what a Parlour wife means, but you have to read this to find out what that means. And it's on page 120, which I feel is like almost quarter way. It's like, how many pages is this book? Around 360. So that's a third of this read, a third way read. I'm a halfway done, third way done. And I feel it's very slow. I am waiting for the exciting part because the premise of the book is that after she's gotten married, she starts a small business, and at first she thinks this is what her life will be. She'll just become like she's the third wife of this man, and her dreams are not going anywhere now. But then something happens, and she suddenly joins these. She becomes the assistant to a leader in the market, and she becomes an activist. Let me just say that. So I am really waiting for that part because that's, for me, the real essence of the book. That's why I'm interested in it. So I'm looking forward to reaching that part. We have a meeting, I think, next week Sunday, but I want to finish it now because I have another book, Cast Daughters, that I need to read for the book club meeting on Tuesday. But I just want to finish this. So I will try and read a few pages. I'm sure I'm going to fall asleep. I am really tired. Then maybe later I'll continue and maybe do an update. I will see how fit I am to come back on camera. Yeah. So let me know if you've read this book, or what are your plans? What are you doing? What are your thoughts? How are you feeling politically? I mean, for me, I don't like the feeling of helplessness, and that's why I decided to become politically active. I can't handle having all these emotions and maybe typing something online and engaging in online debate. I want to feel like I'm doing something. I'm not the best canvasser because I don't like talking to people I don't know, but I'm really pushing myself, just giving out flyers. And slowly, I think I will manage it. I will give it my best, yeah. So hope you enjoyed this vlog, and see you in a bit. So this is me coming back days later to finish off this reading vlog. I'm not sure how much content I was able to record in between the reading and the days, but it's very many days later. I think probably I started on Saturday and this is now Wednesday. But I just didn't want to finish off without like closing off the vlog in a more professional way. So I believe I shared with you that I was reading The Parlour Wife by Foluso Agbaje, if I'm not wrong. This is a book club pick, and we have the discussion, I believe, on Sunday, so a few days ahead. And I'm lucky that I'm actually, it was an easy read. It was a very easy read because I started it on Friday, I think, and I finished it, I think, by yesterday or by Monday. By Monday, I was done, and I wrote the review yesterday. So all in all, it was an easy read. I would give it a 3-star, only because it it is sold to us, or from my understanding, is it is categorized as historical fiction, and I appreciate what the author tried to do. She talks about talking to her grandparents, having conversation with her paternal grandparents, and them telling her about what life was during the late 1930s to the 1940s in Lagos, Nigeria, as the World War II broke out, and everything that they experienced, from the rationing of food and the taking of young men to join the war, to go fight a war that has absolutely nothing to do with them, to the taxation of women at the market, which led to the famous Lagos Women Market riots, or Lagos Women War of the 1940s. So she explained that she was inspired by these conversations. I just felt like she didn't really go deep into these themes, which would have made it a more vibrant historical fiction, because there's so much history that was in there that I really, really appreciated. It led me to research more about life in Lagos during these times. There was a race course where the elite class and, of course, the colonialists used to go there and see their horses racing and even bet. So those are very, very interesting things. And, of course, the young men who are taken to go fight in Burma and in different areas of the world. Like, some came back, the lucky ones came back, but they came back handicapped, maimed. Of course, they had post-traumatic disorder or something, like the effects of such a war, and those are things that were never talked about. So those are like the things I wish she would have gone further into, because that's really, those were the juicy part, but she really just scratched the surface with it. Another thing that I didn't really appreciate was the main character, Keinde, who is an 18-year-old. As we meet her, she's just turning 18. She has a twin brother, Teiwo, and she's an ardent journaler. She loves journaling and writing, and she has a dream of being part of the staff of a local newspaper. Actually, she's invited to join the newspaper as a journalist, as a writer, but she can't because something happens, and she's married off to this man who is also a colonial collaborator, and she is married off as the third wife. She's sold to us as this fighter because throughout the book she's fighting for her freedom, and she also finds herself in front of the descent of the Lagos women market, the women traders in the market, who decided to strike and go against the governor as he tried to put on them market taxes. So she's at the forefront of this movement. But to me, she wasn't much of a fighter. I love my characters to be strong-willed, even when they're at a younger age. Like, if you've read The Mercy Step, we meet Mercy when she's in her mom's womb, but she's already strong-willed. If you read books by Jamaica Kincaid, Annie John and Lucy, these are all young girls, coming-of-age stories, but they are have very strong characters, and they have this fighting spirit from when they are. I couldn't see that here in this book. Kehinde, she needed assistance. She needed to be led. Someone needed to lead her or guide her or push her. And she was always second guessing herself. So it was more of an internal fight with her own insecurities and low self-esteem, instead of a fight on the outside with the external forces. So I just didn't connect with her being someone who is, as a main character, someone who is fighter. There were actually two other women in the book who would have made better main characters, in my opinion. And I also didn't like the end. The ending was very Hallmark movie-like, like joyful and all wrapped up nicely. I didn't enjoy that. It felt very too cheesy, too sweet. I just wished for a better ending. So all in all, I didn't really enjoy it much. I mean, I enjoyed the historical facts that came up in the books. I enjoyed reading about the Nigerian culture, and that part was fascinating. But when it came to the main character herself, there was so much missing. I don't know. I just wish she had done it better. Or maybe with time, because I've read so many historical fiction books, I've come to appreciate a much more sophisticated kind of writing. And because this is her debut, it just didn't hit the right mark. I have read other debut books in the form of historical fiction, which were much better. So I was a bit disappointed in this. But that is what happens when you read book club picks that you yourself do not pick. But I bought it, so I had to read it. And I know the book club discussions will be great. So I'm looking forward to the book club discussions. So before I sign off, I wanted to also share with you some of the books that I've recently introduced to my collection, and one book that I'm currently reading. So I am currently reading Cast Daughters by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and she's the author of the global bestseller, My Sister the Serial Killer. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy My Sister the Serial Killer when I read it last year. I think I've read it twice, didn't love it twice. So I was a bit hesitant to pick this book. That's why I actually did not buy it. But I'm in two book clubs which picked it up for this month, so I had to. So I got the audio book version, and I got the physical copy from my library. It is very, very on high demand. I had to wait, I think, like 3 weeks for it to come back to the library because there's such a long queue, and I only have it until next week. I have to give it back, but I think I'll be done reading it by tonight, because the meeting is tonight with the Book of Sins book club, which is with Cindy. She's based in Trinidad, I believe. Yeah, I think she's based in the Caribbean. So she'll be leading the book club conversation actually tonight. So I think I'm on page 200, and I think I have 100 pages left. I think I'll be done by then. Then the books that I got from the library, I went to my library and I got this, The Women by Christine Hanna. Everyone, because I've read The Nightingale and I absolutely loved it. So everyone told me to get The Women, and I've been meaning to get it. So when I went to the library and I saw it, I picked it up. This is Thanks for the Memories by Cecilia Ahan. I bought these at the library. Our library sells off books, I think old books or something, for €1. So I picked these up. I always like to have light reads, so especially for those times when I'm trying to come out of a reading slump, or when I'm in between books and I don't want to jump into the next book immediately. Such light reads come very, very handy. So for €1, I thought, let me get it. This I got at a second-hand online shop. It's Frantz Fanon's The Wretched of the Earth. I think this is a required reading. I've read Black Skin, White Masks and loved it, and just knew I would want to get this. And it has been in my shopping basket, I think, since last year. So I got this. Then I got The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. I've never read this, but it's also very highly recommended. I got it at the library. And last but not least is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, which is also very highly recommended or rated. So I picked these two from the library. So those are the books that are floating around me. I have a kind of a feeling that I'm feeling stifled in my reading because February I've told myself that I will concentrate more on book club picks, but after some time you really want, or I feel like I want to read what I want to read. So I feel like in March I will take things a bit slow and just actually pick up my own choices, because these are books that I feel like I want to read. The book club reads this month and not really hitting the spot like they are supposed to. So I want to add some more joy into my reading, because I don't want to end up in another reading slump. No way. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this random vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like. Let me know which books you're reading in February. We are still in Black History Month. So let's continue hyping up all those books by Black authors, not just in February, but continuing through the whole year. That's something you will probably have noticed in my channel. For me, it's Black History Month every month, all year round. If this is your vibe, then of course, stick around and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.